So here's a little box opening and testing of the Taylor scales, 20 bucks from my local Walmart. They're in a blister pack. I've already cut it with a knife to get it open. Made in China, just like the world lately. It's all made in China. So we've got this fake display printed on there, so we take that off. And we've got one of these battery protector pulls we pull out. Then the batteries make contact. You can see it's come on. If you view this at too high an angle, it will look like it's saying eighths instead of the actual weight. Now we've got a unit button, grams or ounces, and we have an on-off and tare button. If we put the weighing pin on cover, and we hit the the on-off button momentarily, it tears or removes the weight of the pan. There you go, zeros. I have to turn this because the reflection of my lights are obscuring it. There we go. We're going to use the only standard weights I have, which is some change. And we're going to see how close I can get to the actual numbers. And the dates of the coins are very important. So here's an example of on-off, on, and then we can put on the pan, hit it momentarily, it tears. Hit this button over here, and it goes from ounces to grams. It wakes up in ounces, I believe. So there we go. Here's the, just shows that the case kind of fits on there. You can see all my scribbling of numbers. I did have to throw out 1 penny because it was off. But here are the internet weights versus the weights that I got. And they came pretty close. I'm happy with that. And now we're going to the sound studio so we can talk a little bit about scales in general. Hi, Mike Kennedy. We're talking about a little scale. The cover, the weighing pin fits as a cover so you could carry it around in your pocket. I can't imagine why someone would do that, especially when it says not legal for trade. But anyway, I just want to mention about scales in general. People think digital is more accurate than an analog scale, like say this would have an actual meter on it with a needle or something, or something like that, like you used to have on bathroom scales. Now they're not even there anymore. And really, it isn't. Accuracy has to do with the device, not the display. Is it easier to read a digital display? Yes, of course, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's more accurate. So, especially when you're buying an inexpensive scale, this was $20 at Walmart, you're going to at least throw away that last decimal place. In other words, this says it can weigh accurately to 0.01 grams. Can do a maximum of 500 grams. So really, no, it can weigh accurately to 0.1 grams. You can see some of my weights. You'll see the 2 columns between what I got for a weight and what the internet said I should get for a weight. And I would have rather had a standard weight, but I don't have one. But coins have to be exact weights, so you can count on them being pretty sure, pretty close, because all the devices that go in, like vending machines and counting machines and everything, if the money weighs significantly different, it's not going to be sorted correctly. Now, the problem with that is you got to really check the dates and reference the weight for coins based on what date they were manufactured, because silver quarters are different than copper quarters that have got a coating on them and stuff like this. So you got to do all that. But anyway, I came out fairly accurately. So I have enough confidence in this to say that if I'm weighing, I can weigh out 1.0 grams exactly with this, pretty closely. And like I'm saying, I'm not going to say that I can weigh out 1.15 grams accurately. No, I could only do 1.1 grams. So it's just important. Another factor, and this was what was available for I got it, this does up to 500 grams. They've got this converted over into ounces too, okay? for 16 ounces, but 500 grams. It would have been better for me if I could have purchased a scale with a lower maximum weight. In other words, more like 20 grams or 50 or 100 grams would have been better. In other words, the scales are going to work be accurate in a limited range. Now, they're always going to display like they're accurate, but they just may not be. But with my other kitchen scale I have that can do 15 pounds, I noticed right off that when I was trying to do small amounts, that it was inconsistent. And sometimes you can just set a scale and it will flutter. The readings will change. So it shows you that last digit on the decimal places is relatively worthless. On cheaper scales, maybe 2 decimal places are going to be worthless. So it's good to check. But anyway, a little geek talk about scales, and we're going to be doing some mushroom identification with it. And we're also going to be weighing some yeast out accurately for some experiments and just for getting more consistent results with bread making. Bye.